Welcome to Lowe's Motor Speedway, where nothing is happening, but just you wait. They'll get the covers off those cars, get them through inspection, and get ready to qualify for the NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race right here on Speed. Now, qualifying for the Sprint Showdown has been canceled. The grid will be set by qualifying draw. And forget what we told you earlier about everybody in the Showdown taking home $25,000 or more, because that purse was only set for 33 cars. We have 35, so two of these drivers are going to get $5 grand apiece for showing up. Now, Shelmerdine wrecked his car. Carl Long lost an engine, so the two cars on the front row will start out back when they get the green flag tomorrow evening here on Speed. So effectively, Stremme and Blaney are going to be our front row.
But how unfortunate can you be? You get a chance to start on the front row in this race, and one wrecks and the other one blows up, and they got to start in the back.
And I'm going to tell you what, it's a short race. It's only a 40-lap race, and look at some of the names that are going to be starting near the back. Michael Waltrip, Jamie McMurray, Elliott Sadler. These guys had fast race cars in practice, and look at Brian Vickers and Reed Sorensen. They were pretty quick in practice.
But they will have to start from the back. Jack Roush hoping the rain holds off and we get ready to run this very unique qualifying for the Sprint All-Star Race. 3 laps, including a 4-tire pit stop on at the end of lap 1 or lap 2. Your option, that's the Jeff Burton rule. Your total time determines your starting spot. And pit road penalties will be assessed by adding time to your total. 20 seconds for speeding coming in, no speed limit going out.
And that loose lug nut, all they're going to do is just make sure that the lug nut is in contact with the wheel.
Obviously, the biggest concern is speeding, because
yes,
that's 20 seconds.
And here's how we'll track it. We'll give you the lap time for lap 1, pit entry, which is from the line in turn 3 to the commit line at the start of pit road. We will measure the pit stop and the pit exit speed at the end of pit road, and then give you the total time.
And the thing about the fast lap is that tells you who's got a fast car.
Yes.
The thing about the total is tells you who has a fast car and a fast pit crew.
And because with the pit road speed is only coming in, you have to maintain the 45 miles per hour, but when they drop the jack, it's as fast as you can get up to speed and get back on the racetrack to complete that last lap.
And that in and of itself is kind of exciting, because you never know when they drop the jack and you take off. Some guys are going to stay on the concrete right up next to the pit wall all the way down to turn 1. Other guys are going to take off and slide out into the pit lane, and we've seen cars fishtail. We've seen cars spin out.
And we've seen cars break the rear end with one wheel on concrete, one wheel on asphalt.
That's not just a stop is challenging. Getting again is pretty challenging too.
But the great thing about this qualifying is it involves the entire team. The driver is a major part, but he's not all of it. The pit crew, you know, they play their role as well. Let's talk to one of the favorites of the 18 drivers who are going to qualify this evening. Here is Dick Bergman.
Yeah, indeed, with Greg Biffle, who finished in the 2nd position last year. See that? We do remember who finished 2nd in the All-Star race. How good is that pit crew of yours?
Oh, they're really good. I mean, I came in 3rd at Darlington, went out leading, and they gave me such a great car. I was able to drive out to about an 8 or 10 second lead. So the guys do a great job on pit road, and I'm excited about this qualifying. The car is not as fast as we were last year here, so we're continuing to work on it, get it a little bit better. A short amount of practice here for this race, but the way the segments are broke up, it'll give us a chance to work on this car during, over the course of the night. Hopefully we're in that top 4 spots when it comes down to 10 to go.
So much of the focus is on the pit crews in qualifying here, but the driver plays a role as well. You have to get off the racetrack without speeding, get down pit road as fast as you can, get out of your pit as fast as you can. How big a role is that?
That is a huge role, and one issue is when you're not that good, you have to work on the car and race trim more than you want to. So I made 1 attempt at pit road. I never stopped in the pit box and tried to do a burnout or get up to speed leaving, full speed leaving. So, but I've done it a few years in a row. So this is going to be a little rusty for me on this this go around. Great qualifying though. I love this format. It's a lot of fun, and I think the people on TV are really going to enjoy it.
Indeed. Thank you, Mike.
And Mike, what's interesting, it's a 4-tire stop. You're not dumping fuel, but they'll still be using 7 crew members, so that's going to really add a different twist.
So the pit crews are setting up. We will alternate between 2 different pit stalls for the 18 cars that are about to qualify. NASCAR Sprint Cup qualifying on Speed, presented by Subway, home of the famous made-to-your-order $5 footlong. And brought to you by Polaris, the hardest working, smoothest riding off-road vehicles, now at your local dealer. And by Toyota. For the latest Toyota racing info, visit toyotaracing.com. Toyota, moving forward. We're moving forward toward qualifying here. NASCAR officials out surveying the track, making sure things are dry after a rain shower that washed out Truck Series qualifying midway and canceled Sprint Showdown qualifying.
Here's our first guy to go out, Jeff Gordon. But I picked up an interesting little kind of note from Greg Biffle's interview there. Sounds to me like he thinks in that 10 laps, you better be in the top 4 if you're going to have a shot at winning it.
And I agree, but because I think, Darrell, we see it all the time, and you get that track position. Remember, all the restarts are double file, and those guys up there at the front get that track position. 10 laps to go by in a hurry.
Bobby Labonte waiting his turn, getting a few chug points. Now, one thing that will change as qualifying goes on, is that is the amount of rubber down on pit road coming out of the 2 pit stalls, number 17 and 19, that they will use during the competition. And for that reason, we kind of feel that the cars that go later will have an advantage in the launch leaving their pit.
Yeah, I think if we look at pit road, Jack Roush is studying that out, his car. But all this got some rubber here laid down now, but all the way down pit road as this thing progresses, there will be more and more rubber all the way to the end, and that's really going to help traction, just like a drag race.
And the last car to qualify was second fastest in practice. That is Kyle Busch.
And we got to the 24. He's rolling out on pit road.
And they're using 2 different pit boxes. Pit 17, pit 19. They'll alternate back and forth. Those are 2 pit boxes that are roughly right in the middle of the pit road.
And I just don't think I'd want to be the first guy to go out right now. I mean, you know, we've had a little bit of rain. They've dried the track. Pit road, I guess, is in pretty good shape right now, but I wouldn't want to be the guy to go out first.
Now, they instituted the Jeff Burton rule a couple of years ago because Jeff Burton and his crew chief Frankie Stoddart had it figured out. In this 3-lap qualifying where you had to make a pit stop, wasn't it Jeff Burton that came into the pits on the end of his last lap, did the stop, crawled across the line, and finished his time?
He actually did that in a segment of the race.
That's right.
Yeah.
But the rule, it's still his rule.
Yes.
So you have to stop on lap 1 or lap 2.
And it was brilliant when they did it that night. It was absolutely brilliant.
What do you say, Darrell? Better to be a rule maker than a rule breaker.
You got it.
Now, this is something we don't get to enjoy a lot. A qualifying lap while we ride along.
And I know if you watch our practice show,
ooh, whoa, yuck.
That's a sad sight.
Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug.
We can get rid of that, can't we? Maybe not. Green flag for Jeff Gordon.
And of course, like I said in the opening there, this first lap is just to see who has a fast car, because sometimes you can make up enough time out there on the racetrack that, you know, maybe a 1 lug loose penalty you can overcome.
Jeff Gordon is the youngest driver to win the All-Star race. He got his first victory in it when he was 23.
Oh, he had to get out of
really get out of the throttle.
That's what I was afraid of.
I'm going to tell you what, this old racetrack's got some grip in her, and that was with getting out of the throttle. We'll have to see what the official time is, but I had down in the 28s.
Yep. He was 198 going into the corner. Yikes.
199 that time. And he's coming to pit road. Up the hill just a little bit. 3, 2, 1, line.
Now, they do not have to add fuel.
Come all the way down here.
The fueler and catch can men are allowed to go over the wall. Still 7 men to service the car.
You are 5.
And Matt Yoakum.
And Clay Robinson and Mike Tiny Houston will go to work on the front. The changer and carrier, one of the longest pairings together as they index that. Mike, a former professional wrestler, the tire carrier on the front. And we got to give an attaboy to Timmy Latiga, the rear tire changer. Today, his 42nd birthday. He's away.
Looked a little slow on the right front.
Hard.
A lot of wheel spin, it seemed like.
Yeah. Watch him come up on the track. Well, he's already up on the track. A lot of times he get real bad loose.
His speed in was good. No penalty there. And no penalty on the pit stop.
And when he comes around, he will get the checkered flag to complete his 3 laps.
Man, old motor is working.
The car was really good. Got tied up at 4 coming to that first lap.
That's the reason he had to get back out of the throttle.
Right.
I think it's because he's carrying a lot more speed than he ever thought about carrying in practice.
Plus, you just don't know what, you know, the track, first car out since we've had there hadn't been cars on the track for a while, so might have been a little lack of grip there, but it made up for it in a hurry.
Total time 2 minutes 4.34 seconds.
Total time for Jeff Gordon, just over 2 minutes. 2 minutes 4 and 34/100.
That's an average speed of 130.287 with the pit stop. Greg Biffle, the 3M Ford Fusion from Roush Fenway, will be next. Biffle was 6th quickest in practice. Jeff Gordon had the 5th fastest single lap of practice.
And just, I mean, Greg Biffle just left pit road. I mean, full bore.
Oh, yeah. Now, you see the cat in the hat on the right. I was watching on Speed a race of stock-bodied road race cars, and there was a Roush Mustang out front, and the driver was Jack Roush Jr.
Wow.
Boy, he was doing a heck of a job.
Now, unofficially, Jeff Gordon's first lap on the racetrack, I had a 28.62. And that right there is well over a second of any lap that he ran in practice. For that matter, right out a second faster than almost anybody else ran in practice.
Oh, that's getting serious.
Why do we expect all the drivers will pit on lap 2 instead of lap 1?
You want to take advantage of these 4 tires that are on the car, because this is what the car was tuned to right here. And you want to get full advantage of coming to the green, the first full lap, and even through 1 and 2 coming around. And right there, 28.46 was the first lap on that 16 car.
That's majorly fast.
So here's Biffle, and you see the 3, 2, 1 marks on the pavement there, 3 there, 2,
3 red
and
lights.
there 1.
3 red lights.
To help him come in.
3 red lights on his dash. Tells him that he's at pit road speed.
On the sign, on the sign. No adjustments. 4 tires, 4 tires.
He wasn't near as quick coming through 3 and 4 coming to pit road as Jeff Gordon.
And he stopped, I think, a little short of the sign. We'll double check that, but it looked like the team had to take 1 stutter step back to get to position.
On the concrete, leaving. All you got. All the way out, all the way out. 15 boxes. Say on the concrete, on the concrete.
Man, he's lighting them up.
And you saw as he grabbed a gear, the car fishtailed just a bit.
119 miles per hour leaving pit road as he got back out up on the racetrack.
No speeding penalties coming in. And no penalties on the stop. You saw him shaking the car a bit in the backstretch. Looks like he's going to dislodge Jeff Gordon from the front spot. And does. 2 minutes 1.517 for Greg Biffle, 133.3 miles an hour. And you're right, Larry, Jeff Gordon a little quicker getting to pit road from turn 3.
But the pit stop on the 16 in lap 1 was quicker, as well as leaving pit road on the 16.
Yeah, a little in the bank right there off of that first lap.
Dick Berggren?
Well, Jeff Gordon was the first man on the racetrack after the rainstorm. What's it like out there?
I had a lot of grip. You know, we made some big improvements to the car. I actually had to lift off of 4 for the lap, so I was a little disappointed in that, but all in all, felt like it was still a pretty good lap. Got to pit road really good. I think our stop was off a little bit, and spun the tires a little bit too much leaving. But all in all, I mean, this thing's gotten so competitive. It's amazing just how tight and how close it is. And there's a lot of things you got to get right. So all in all, it's been a pretty good day for DuPont Chevrolet. I feel like we're going to be really good tomorrow night.
Good. We'll look forward to that. Mike?
Yeah, he had a little trouble on the right front, the right front tire changer on that pit stop.
Bobby Labonte started 10th, finished 12th last year. He's been in 14 NASCAR All-Star races and finished second twice, and twice he has won the pole.
Yeah, 1995 and 1999 he sat on the pole for this race. Just don't think he's in the throttle near as much.
Loose lug nut on Greg Biffle, so he will have a 5-second penalty. That'll put Jeff Gordon back up in the top spot.
Bobby's first lap, I actually, on my stopwatch, almost a second slower than Greg Biffle's first lap.
Labonte was 11th of 18 in practice.
Yeah, Labonte's car's way up the hill there. Look, I can't get down to the bottom with it. Slowing down way early here compared to the first two.
He was actually quicker than Greg Biffle, but not near as quick as Jeff Gordon.
Jeff really singed her in there off of 4.
So here's the Ask.com Ford. Matt.
Mike, Max Jones, co-owner, looking on as the 96 comes to a stop. Sean Irvin, the Jackman, got the right side up. DW, Larry, Mike, I ask you, how did it look on the right side?
Looked pretty clean and solid. No, pretty mistake-free. See what the miles per hour will show here. Greg Biffle was 119.
One thing I did like there was Bobby got all the way over 4 wheels on the asphalt before he shifted and avoided that rear end trouble that way.
You can see he was 5 miles per hour slower at the exit of pit road than Greg Biffle.
Yeah, you just don't really know what the car's going to do when you drop the clutch on it like that and start down through there. Sometime it'll hook up. Sometime you got to play with the throttle.
Nice shot, buddy.
And Labonte right now is second. Over 3 laps in a pit stop. He's 100th of a second slower than Jeff Gordon.
That's amazing.
Tonight on Speed, NASCAR's baddest and boldest go bumper to tailgate under the lights right here at Lowe's Motor Speedway. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series tonight, 7:30 p.m. Be there. Denny Hamlin for Joe Gibbs Racing. Started 20th last year, but had engine trouble. Typical of the Gibbs cars last year.
Yeah, they come over here loaded for Bear, but unfortunately the Bear got them.
This will be Denny's 3rd appearance in NASCAR's All-Star event. No penalties on Bobby Labonte. He stands second to Jeff Gordon right now.
Now this pit crew that he's going to come down pit road on this lap to, they were pretty solid in that pit crew challenge last night. The 31 car Richard Childress Racing won that competition, but this 11 went all the way to the semifinals.
Hamlin last year was too fast entering the pit, received a penalty.
I think he's all right today.
Yep. Here comes the FedEx Camry to Mike Ford and crew.
Yeah, he's about the 3rd quickest as far as getting to pit road out of our 4 cars, as far as what I can clock.
Matt?
And Mike Ford calling Denny Hamlin to a stop. Mike Hicks, Jonathan Sherman, Nate Boland, Scott Wood, the Gas Man, John Iker, Catch Can, Brandon Pegram, and Heath Cherry. The gentleman service in the 11 car. Solid stop so far. You can see he caught a little bit of the rocker panel on the left side. The side skirt, he's away. How did it look on the right side, guys?
Right side looked pretty good. Looked a little slow on the left, though.
But Denny
he's got trouble.
He had wheel spin all the way through first gear, and Darrell, I think he had that straddle when he shifted between the concrete on the left side, the asphalt on the right side.
He broke it.
And that's that.
Obviously it'll be something in the running gear, transmission, something of that nature.
Let's have a look at Denny Hamlin leaving the pit. Watch that right rear spinning all the way through first gear, and when he shifts He had his lefts on the concrete,
drop shaft.
right on the asphalt. Boom.
It's a universal joint.
Sounds like they think it's a universal joint.
Yeah.
Now here's going to be the issue or the decision that they'll have to make, which they're going to be at the back anyhow. I would say they'll probably end up changing that engine too.
Because when that joint let go, it likely over-revved it.
There's no telling how many RPM that engine turned. You know, Mike, while we're watching this car being pushed in, I think I need to expand a little more about what you asked me a while ago about pitting lap 1, lap 2.
Yeah.
Lowe's Motor Speedway, it's a momentum racetrack. You really got to hustle to get back around here to be up to speed when you take the green flag. So I think you just really want to leave pit road hard, get that first lap out on the racetrack, and then the next 3/4 of a lap, and then all you have to worry about is getting to pit road and getting off pit road back up to speed to take the checkered flag.
Yeah, well, I really think though your explanation was more right when about the tires.
Yeah.
You want to use those 4 tires, they're brand new. You want to use those 4 to get that good fast lap. Then you're going to come in the next time by and you're going to get you 2 rights. And so they may not.
Well, they're actually changing
all right,
all 4. Yeah, they're actually changing
tires,
4.
But you're not going to get the advantage of those first 4 if you come in early.
Exactly.
But I like Larry's second point. When you come to the line to get the green, you're at full speed.
Oh, yeah.
So you go around, you got a full speed lap, and then you can make a second full speed lap. But when you leave the pits on that lap, you're at 0.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be a slow lap, and are you going to be all the way at full speed when you get back? I don't know. It's coin toss. Ryan Newman. Here comes the Rocket Man, driving for the U.S. Army.
You know what I always say about a lot of those kind of things? There's some really smart people down there, and they're all doing it the same way. So that must be the right way to do it.
Ryan, the All-Star winner in 2002. This will be his 8th All-Star appearance. He won the No Bull Sprint, went on to win the Winston in his rookie year.
I was going to say, when he won the race that year, he didn't have to worry about this qualifying because he didn't participate in it. Transferring.
Well, he got close to that outside wall getting into turn 1. I know that.
He arced her down in there, didn't he?
Crew Chief Tony Gibson keeping a keen eye.
Ryan really didn't run a fast lap in practice. His fastest lap was a 30.02. He did not even run in the 29-second bracket.
Yeah, he was 10th fastest.
He really takes a high entry into the corners and really swings it down. And this guy knows how to qualify here.
Darryl, unofficially, that's right at the fastest lap that I have seen out of these first 4 or 5 cars. I had a 28.38.
I think Ryan Newman will be a man to be dealt with next week when we get ready to pole qualify. See how high he gets into the corner and then really sweeps it to the bottom. Now he's carrying a lot of speed right here. He's going to have to hustle to get that thing wound up, and you can see he's smoking the tires.
It's all right, as long as you get down so that first segment time doesn't go over 50 miles an hour.
Well, if he didn't speed, that's by far the quickest anybody got through 3 and 4.
You know what? I'm okay with that, though. I'd rather see you try really hard and get it in there a little hot than I had to see you creep down pit road.
Matt?
Got
Mike
trouble
Trower on the right
man.
front. We've got issues. Trower, one of the original Rainbow Warriors, lost a lot of time there. They're not going to be happy with this time.
That's a shame. He had a great lap, got in well. That smoke you see coming off the car is not from the tires. That's from the cockpit.
Not a very good exit speed either. I think when that happens right there, that pretty much just knocks the wind out of the sails the rest of the run.
Ruins the whole run.
But he got through 3 and 4 coming to pit road.
And if he just makes no mistakes and no speeding, we're told, no pit road penalty.
Let's see how that fares.
And that'll put him ahead of the people who do make mistakes. And last year there were 6 of those. So 2:06, 2 minutes, 6.519. That's 2 seconds slower than
Look at
our
that.
top 2.
The lap and pit entry, just as we anticipated, the quickest of anybody. The pit stop, pit exit, the slowest of the 5 cars.
Fast car, slow crew.
Tony Stewart's crew getting set to go. That'll be the next car in All-Star qualifying. Last year, Tony started 12th, finished 15th. This will be his 11th All-Star appearance. He finished second in 1999. He has been the leader at the end of different segments of the race on 3 occasions. Has yet to win the finale. In 99, he won the showdown to transfer in. Went on to finish second to Terry Labonte.
When he comes to pit road, there you see Greg Newman, Ryan's dad, talking to Ryan. But back to Tony Stewart, when he comes to pit road, that pit crew, Tony Stewart's crew was pretty solid last night. They went to the semifinals.
They had to clean up a little debris on pit road from Denny Hamlin's drive shaft problem. Last year, 6 drivers had problems and penalties in qualifying, including crew over the wall too soon, 2 lug nut violations, 2 drivers too fast entering, and 1, Jimmy Johnson, who pitted out of his box.
Way out of his box.
And ended up starting last as a result.
That was Darian Grubb we were looking at there, Tony's crew chief, and I tell you, they have done a phenomenal job with this Stewart-Haas operation.
Second in the points.
Tony's warming those tires up leaving pit road here on his get up to go lap.
Living up to his nickname, Smoke.
Smoke.
It had to make the Stewart-Haas group feel so good at Darlington to have both those cars, Ryan Newman and Tony Stewart, finish in the top 5 the first time this year.
Third and fourth.
Man, those engines are singing when they go by here. Got a little smoke off the right front getting into one there. Looks like it dipped over a little bit.
Well, Darryl, you just think about it. We're seeing cars run over a second faster than they ran in practice. More speed, more travel.
That's right. I think I saw a little smoke again out of it down there in 3 and 4.
Let's see what Tony can run on his first lap. His teammate Ryan Newman ran a 28.38. Tony about a half a second slower than that. I had a 28.81.
This time.
I believe Tony got woed down a little quicker than Ryan Newman.
It'll be hard to beat Ryan Newman for entry.
I would say so, and not be speeding.
Not be speeding. That was a nice one.
All right, the Old Spice Chevy is headed for Matt.
Joe Piet, the crew chief, the pit crew coordinator here at Stewart-Haas Racing. The cars back to back. He's on the turn 4 side of the box, timing this stop. Now, big Jeff Gooch.
Oh, we got a miscue here.
Uh-oh.
Big
Smoke thought they were doing 2 tires.
I'll be right back.
You gotta admire his sense of humor. Okay,
now
let's
back to the
change
left side.
the other 2. And he is in the box, so
You're good. You're good.
everything's okay.
Look at it. Darren's even got a little smirk on his face. It's like, what are you going to do?
Apparently, they forgot to tell him they were going to change all 4 tires. You know, sometimes you have to remind the driver what you're going to do.
And I kind of wondered about that when they said pit this time. It's like, well, you know you're going to pit this time, but you're right, Darrell. It never hurts to tell them what you want to do and then tell them what you want to do.
I'll go one step further. I saw Rocky Ryan, Jeff Burton's crew chief, on the elevator. I said, where are you going? He said, Jeff Burton wants me up there doing all the same things that I will do in race conditions under a green flag stop. He said, I want him to tell me pit next time, just like they do in the race.
Talk about that.
So,
No, one thing we're not going to talk about 2 versus 4.
You know, you're concentrating and trying so hard to get everything just right and to be fast. Boom! He's fast.
Hey, look at that.
Where did he go?
Where did he go? What is he thinking?
I'm telling you what, he's lucky he didn't
Yeah,
run
but I
over
mean,
somebody.
Well, it was a perfect exit. Everybody's away from the car. Oops, except the jack man.
And they all turn around and say, hey, Smoke, did you forget something?
You know what? If I was on this crew, I believe I'd have a meeting with the owner on Monday morning and ask him what to do with this driver.
Oh, no, Jackman was really.
Yeah. He was kind of caught out of position.
Hey, I'll be right back.
That was the best part. Might as well laugh about it.
In case we didn't mention, Tony's time's actually the slowest of the cars that's qualified.
Oh, thanks, Larry. He'll love to hear that.
Just thought I would add that.
Kevin Harvick in the Pennzoil Chevy last year started 16th, finished 11th. This will be his 9th All-Star appearance. He won it in 2007, finished 4th in the first segment, 3rd in the second, 4th in the third, and then went on to victory and won $1 million.
Gil Martin, crew chief, looking on as Kevin will complete lap 1. It didn't look fast, and it wasn't fast, Darrell. About a 29.41.
And it doesn't sound fast. Sometimes I know I'm critical of the children's cars and how they sound, and today that one didn't sound so sharp.
No penalties on Tony Stewart other than self-inflicted.
That's right.
Don't believe he's going to be very fast getting on the pit road, too.
I think he's
One light.
not very happy.
I know he wasn't very happy with that car in practice today either.
4 tires go on the jack.
4 tires go on the jack.
All right, here comes the Pennzoil Chevy, Matt.
Mike sporting new yellow Pennzoil uniforms for this special All-Star Weekend event. Work going on the left side. Ryan Pepe and Jake Lynn, son of longtime RCR employee, one of the flying aces, Will Lynn. The jack going up on the left side. How'd it look on the right side, boys?
Pretty solid, Matt.
Maybe it's a little slow on the right front, but I don't think there's any problems.
I like what they're doing, where the 2 extra crew members that normally would fill the position of the fueler and the catch can man are instead being the tire removers. The tire carrier brings the new tire into position and puts it on, so the tire changer can wrench it home with the air wrench, while the other 2 crew members are removing the old tires, pulling them away.
Yeah, basically the tire changer almost never has to touch the tire.
Nice duty. Kevin Harvick third, 2 minutes 4.741 seconds. So even with all of this tire changing and getting on and off pit road, the top 3 are within 0.4 of a second.
Pretty good stop.
Looked like the pit stop did the trick for those boys.
Very good. Dick Bergman.
Got a little bit tight the first lap.
Well, Tony Stewart pulled into this area with a smile on his face. Still got a smile on his face. What happened?
I'm just praying that Dale Jr. will do what he's been doing all year and miss the box. That way I won't feel so bad. But it's going to be hard with only 1 stick out there. But no, I have no idea. I think I was so keyed up to go that I just screwed up with the jack when I went. So at least let the tire changer clear. I rolled the jack man down the side for the 2nd straight week. But that was Darian's call last week. It was my screw up this week. So I don't know. I've got nothing for this one.
Good enough, Tony Stewart. Thank you.
Well, at least you can laugh about it.
Yeah,
Good thing.
that's about all you can do.
Last year, Dale Earnhardt Jr. started 11th and finished 8th. This will be his 10th All-Star appearance. He was the winner in 2000, the first Rookie of the Year to win the All-Star race.
Well, he's hugging that white line. He's actually right on it.
Got back in the throttle real nice and hard. I don't know how that's going to translate for his lap.
I had about a 29.05 right in there.
And that's way off
compared to these mid-28s.
That's the JR Motorsports Foundation on the hood of Junior's car in a National Guard paint scheme that he designed himself. The all-white, right down to the skirts look.
I think this car's going to look really good at night. I think it's what's really going to come alive.
Pretty decent time getting in.
All right, here comes the National Guard Chevy. Matt.
Mike Yip Wolfmeyer and Greg Burkhart will be the tire changers. And watch for the jackman, Big Mark Jacobs. If he looks like he probably played football at one point, he did. He was a college football player. Looks solid going on the right side. Mark comes around to the left, hits the jack post, pump and a half, it's up. A little bit of trouble on the left front. He's away.
He didn't get going very good when the car moved forward. It kind of sat there and spun for just a little bit.
Boy, see how those guys, you really have to fight that thing when you're coming down pit road like that under power.
1:16. That's still nothing like Greg Biffle's 1:19. But that's the same speed that Tony Stewart was off pit road.
Fastest so far. No penalties.
How about 196 miles per hour getting off into turn 3, getting back up to speed?
That's just, yeah, that's getting up to speed.
Gonna like this one.
He goes to the top.
For Dale Jr.
Wow.
By quite a bit.
I'll be on the pole, bud. Good job.
Let's see how he did that, Larry.
Awesome.
By more than a second.
Car drove real good.
It wasn't the first lap that did it, but pretty much from turn 3 through the pit stop and leaving seems to be what shot him up there.
You know, on the track, you can just lose hundreds. Getting in on pit road and then the pit stop itself where you lose a lot of time. So obviously they did a good job there. He's coming, baby. I saw him fighting that thing.
Correct myself, it's the Dale Jr. Foundation on the hood, not Junior Motorsports, but the Junior logo adorns the hood there, and these boys will have something to celebrate tonight, and it's been a while since they could. So,
well, we're getting close to halfway through this qualifying session. They're on top of the board right now.
I honestly believe that it's going to get faster, mainly because I think pit road will get better, and I believe the track will too. So we'll see how it turns out here.
Now that engine is screaming, and we know everybody's pretty much got the same gear.
You watch this guy. He never gets off that white line. Matter of fact, he'll go under it if he can.
this will be Mark's 20th All-Star appearance, tying Terry Labonte for the most. He won it in '98 and 2005.
Love that entry into turn 3. Arced it down in there, right in the center on the white line. Nice exit off turn 4. This should be a pretty nice lap.
28.72.
Yeah, not bad. Not the fastest, but not bad.
Mark with 2 wins this year. His last multiple win season 10 years ago.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah. Larry, he looked a little loose that time in the middle of 1 and 2, like the car really pivoted.
Boy, he carried a lot of speed through the middle of 3 and 4. Let's see if he can get her woed down.
I think he did.
That's a good entrance time right there.
That looked really nice. The old veteran, the master at the wheel.
10 away, about 10. About 10 away, about 10.
5, 4, 3.
Got to remind him it's 4 tires, but
that stopped a little bit short. That just throws the timing of the crew off.
Yeah.
Matt?
Absolutely, Larry Mack. And you had Dion Williams, the rear tire carrier, former football star at Wake Forest. Those guys then had to change their pivot point where they jumped down off the wall because they had to go around the back of the car.
She bogged down a little bit with him.
Stayed on the concrete.
Whoa, hold on to her, Mark. Hold on to her.
That was exciting.
Boy, he's got his hands full.
You can see how much it hurt his pit exit speed.
Well, he kind of bogged back here. When the thing really started to go, though, it came on all at once.
Remember what Mark said after he won that first race this season? I don't do burnouts.
No burnouts for me. He just about did one whether he wanted to or not.
Well, he's working on joining Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the front row, but I think what's going to keep him off the pole is leaving pit road.
Yeah, I think you're right.
No penalties, but he's 4/10 slower than Junior, 7/10 faster than Jeff Gordon.
And he was 12 miles an hour slower at the exit of pit road, so that was the difference.
If he could have just gotten off of pit
buddy,
road.
we're second right now. I think it's clean. It looked good.
Look at those right there.
Yep.
Tied for first. Let's show you that.
I killed this man leaving the pits. I killed.
Mark will beat himself up the rest of the week over that. Thing bogs down right here. Just quits. Then when it does light up, hold on to your helmet. Whoa, one left, one right.
Darryl, you know one thing that I see these guys doing real quick before we go to Dick, they're pulling tape off while they're on pit road during that stop. They've got it taped up for that first lap, Dick.
Yeah, with Dale Earnhardt Jr., everything seemed to work just incredibly well, but you said it was a little bit tough to hang on to.
Well, just pulling out of your pit stall all the way into 4th gear, that you're just spinning the tires. We're trying not to spin the tires, but they're spinning. And that thing's a handful all the way to the racetrack, so it's fun, though. I think that's since we went to this format, I think that might have been the best I've ever done here. We always got to screw it up somewhere, but we put it all together, it seems like, and that should give us a pretty decent spot.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the pole so far, Mike.
Very good run as Carl Edwards completes his first lap.
Pit this time, bud. Pit this time, 44.50.
Edwards in his 4th All-Star race. Last year finished 10th after leading the 2nd segment.
Darrell, his first lap, nothing spectacular. He was in the 28s. I had a 28.93.
Oh boy, coming in there pretty hot. Take care of the
I would say so. He's going to be right there at one of the fastest getting on to pit road.
Pretty hot to me. Hear the tires squealing.
Matt?
Stop on the side, bud.
Well, watch the stop and also watch his exit. Earlier, he told us he was going to use the concrete all the way out for his exit to light him up. Solid stop, very clean so far. Indexes hits the lungs.
That's a heck of a stop right there.
That's a very solid stop right there, boys.
Got that car going pretty good, too.
Take all the way around. Get in line.
Watch her coming up on the track right here. He did a nice job. I tell you, that's good in, good out right there.
Pretty good exit speed.
And that looked to me like the fastest pit stop.
And that was the fastest entrance speed, too, so far. And I think everything's kind of stacking up here and adding up.
It's all looking that way, isn't it? Look at Carl up on the wheel. You talking about getting up on the wheel. That's what he does.
No penalties for Carl Edwards.
He goes to the top.
Man.
Oh, boy. He
2
killed him.
minutes.
P1, babe. P1. Great job. Great job, boys.
All right.
1.8. He dusts Dale Jr. by a second and a half.
When you hear Bob Osborne, that's a good job right there.
He doesn't get that excited much.
No, baby.
Clint Boyer on track to BB&T Chevrolet. Let's check with Dick. Dick Bergman.
So how was it out there?
It's okay. The car was awesome. Everything good. Pit stop. Got on the pit road good. Just spun my tires like crazy leaving pit road. The engine shop gave us too much power. Next time they need to pull a plug wire off, man, that thing would run. And I put my foot to the floor way too soon and spun the tires like crazy in first and second gear all over the place. I'm glad I just made it back.
Shall we point out that this guy is a 2-time winner of the All-Star race, and he won last weekend at Darlington. Congratulations to you.
Well, tough break for Carl Edwards' team. 3 loose lug nuts. That's a total of 15 seconds in penalties. And here comes Clint Boyer to the attention of his crew. Matt?
Mike, Clint Pittman, and Daniel Rankin going to work the tire changers. Already around to the left side. Jackman Bill Ferguson. About 2 pumps, the car's up. Lost about a split second there, half second or so.
He didn't get going very good either. It bogged down.
It bogged way down, too.
This will be Boyer's 3rd All-Star race. He finished 13th last year after starting 9th.
And that is definitely one of the slowest exit speeds next to Mark Martin's. Of course, we know why Mark.
And Clint Boyer is too fast entering the pits. Speeding is what, 20 seconds?
20 seconds.
Yikes.
You know, every year when we do this, we have somebody that just doesn't get anything right. The entrance, the pit stop, the exit.
And he was 50.06. Pit road speed is 45 miles per hour, but just like in a race, they give you the 5 miles per hour, so he was 0.06 over what they already give him.
Dick?
With Carl Edwards, who's still trying to figure out how there could have been that many loose lug nuts, what do you think happened there?
Well, I think those lug nuts have to be screwed all the way tight. Otherwise, NASCAR gives you 5 seconds apiece. We had 3 of them, they said. So 15 seconds, but it's kind of a little mini version of how our season's going so far. We've got fast enough race cars. We've got guys that care about it, but we just got little things like that. So, you know, it's good that we're that fast. And hopefully it's good, because hopefully those are the only mistakes they make in the next couple of weeks here at Lowe's. They're a great bunch of guys. They've been working hard, and it felt good while it was up there.
Also good is the race has been won from the back, so there you go.
Yes.
Told you he had a fast pit stop, though. That was about the fastest stop we saw.
Jimmy Johnson, the only repeat winner of the All-Star race in the last 10 years. 7 All-Star appearances, an average finish of 5th. He won it in 2003 and 2006.
I'm anxious to see what this lap will be, Larry.
Yeah, because he had the fastest single lap in that one practice that we had earlier today.
Looks to me like she's ginning around there pretty good.
28:34. I think that will be the fastest lap that we've had, just a little faster than Ryan Newman. Now that's unofficial. That's me and my stopwatch. End of his run, we'll know exactly how it stacks up.
And that's pretty accurate because you don't have a car in this race, so you're giving pretty honest times.
You don't have that crew chief
stopwatch. Don't have that fast crew chief watch. Ooh, get her down, get her down. He got it, he got it.
Nice and easy here. Watch that tack.
It wasn't a great entrance, though. It wasn't up there with what we've seen some of these guys.
All right, here comes the Lowe's Cobalt Tools Chevy. Here's Matt.
Turn in, turn in, turn in, turn in. Wheel straight, foot on the...
Need a mistake-free stop here by the Lowe's guys. Mikey Lingerfelt, the front changer, already done. He's hitting the left front lugs now. Jeremy West in the back.
Had a little trouble on the right rear, man.
A little bit on the rear.
Go, go, go. Dig, dig, dig.
That baby's getting out of there. I like the way he came out of there. Oh, yeah.
Look at that speed right there, 119 miles an hour.
He got out of here better than anybody I've seen so far.
I think with the first lap that he ran, he actually got back around to turn 3 quick. I think that's kind of all stacking up right here.
No penalties yet on Jimmy Johnson. With the penalties that have been taken, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is still on the pole until now. 2:01.41 for Jimmy Johnson.
That's almost 2 seconds faster than his teammate Dale Earnhardt Jr.
And I tell you, Larry, he did a lot of that damage leaving the pit road.
Hit exit first, lap 1 first, and that is the fastest unadjusted time of the competition so far.
Guys, good job. Good work.
Pretty amazing right there. Be like a lot of other times. If you can beat that, we'll just get some of it.
On Thursday, Wrecked returns to speed. When motorists wreak havoc in the heart of the Windy City, only one company can bring Chicago back to life. Get hooked all over again on Wrecked. Life in the Crash Lane. New season Thursday only on Speed. Casey Kane in the Bud Train. Started 24th last year, finished first after getting voted in. Every year he has been in the Sprint Cup Series. He has been in the All-Star race. That's 5 of them so far.
This will be the first Dodge to qualify. We only have 2 Dodges, 2 Toyotas, 4 Fords, and 10 Chevrolets.
I like the way he runs this racetrack. You know, everybody hunts the bottom or they get up around the top, which he likes the top too.
Boy, he was back to that top.
He really has got a unique way of getting around here. He's always real fast.
28.77, an okay lap.
Where I see him different than everybody else is in 1 and 2. He always rides almost like the middle of 1 and 2.
Got back around to turn 3 pretty quick. He'll be coming to pit road this time. Looks pretty solid.
Looked all right.
Awful hard on the brake before he dropped down onto the flat. Did a lot of his braking still up in the corner.
Yeah, and I think that really hurt him.
Yeah.
Really hurt him right as he came off the racetrack.
Get away. Keep on coming.
Matt?
And Jackman Eric Wilson, you can see Casey went about 2, maybe 3 steps a little bit deeper in the box. They had to adjust for that. Big Tank Probus, the gas man, like Larry Mack mentioned, utilizing people in different ways. He's now pulling tires. He pulled the left rear, and Casey's away.
All right, hard out, hard out.
That big push he got from Tank, that'd be worth a 10th or so.
Should be a mile or 2 per hour.
Ought to be.
She just bogged down too much out of the hole.
Yeah, you can see 111. That right there itself is 8 miles per hour slower than Jimmy Johnson.
But if he just has a mistake-free run, that'll be good for the top 7.
He's just going to be, looks like just outside the top 5, Mike, about what you said, 6th, 7th, about mid-pack right now.
6th for Casey Kane, 2:04.62. 5 drivers to go. Jimmy Johnson fastest. Matt Kenseth last year started 14th and finished 3rd. This will be his 9th All-Star appearance. He's the 2004 winner.
It's not going to be a very good first lap. His car really climbed the hill bad over in turn 2.
This time.
Yeah, that's going to flirt with being about one of the slowest first laps that we've seen.
Kenseth's been on the pole twice. Looked like he had a little bobble there in turn 2. The back end started to get out from under him.
Yeah, I don't think he's happy with the handling of the car.
But now this is where this bunch normally shines.
Well, he's coming down there good and fast. Yeah, he wheel hopped it. He was so fast.
That was a great pit entrance.
But he had that rear wheels hopping. I know that.
He hot rodded it in there. So the DeWalt Ford comes to the attention of the Killer Bees, Matt.
And the Bees jump off the wall. Matt keyed the mic on the radio on the backstretch and said, man, it is very loose.
Yeah.
Justin noticed that. He's already done on the front, coming around to the left front. How'd the right side look, guys?
About as quick as we've seen, really.
Look great. I'm liking it.
Well, let's give Matt some of the credit for that fast pit stop, because when that car came to a halt, the jack post on the chassis was aligned exactly with the jack. He put it spot on.
Yeah, not a good exit, though. Just too much wheel spin. He was kind of riding that line between 2 wheels in the asphalt and 2 in the concrete.
You see right there, Darrell, he's just outside the front row right now. He's flirting with second, and where the difference is going to be is getting on the pit road and that pit stop.
That's going to be close. Tractor keeps moving
He's
back and forth.
He's going to break up this little Hendrick brigade, though, at the top 4.
Yeah, we had Johnson, Earnhart, Martin, and Gordon. That was our top 4. Matt's in there now.
Now, the reason the tracker was jumping back and forth is Kenseth is 8/100ths of a second quicker than Dale Jr.
Bad fast pit stop.
Dick?
With Jimmy Johnson, and every other driver got out of his car and talked to the media. Jimmy Johnson didn't. He ran over to his pit box where his crew was and congratulated each and every crew member. Was that run about as close to perfect as one could be?
It was good. I feel like we did a really, really good job. I think there is a little bit of speed out there. I didn't feel like I was as clean as I needed to be once I got down to pit road speed to the box. Our stop was good, but there might be, for a night like tonight, somebody might be able to get a little bit more there. But I'm so proud of our guys and the effort they put in. Tonight we made no mistakes, solid race car, solid stops. I did my part, and I think the worst case we'd be second. I think that 18 is going to be awfully fast on the track, but just so proud of these guys, and hopefully we can get it here at Lowe's Motor Speedway.
Congratulations. Nice job at your house.
Thank you.
Great run. Now here is Jeff Burton, who started 7th, finished 20th last year. He'll be in his 12th All-Star race. He was 4th fastest in practice, and his pit crew were the big winners last night.
Yes, they were. They won that sprint pit crew challenge last night in Uptown Charlotte. 24 teams going at it. Not a great first lap, 29-12. And one thing every week we talk about qualifying, what it does for you is pit selection. Well, these guys will get the #1 pit selection regardless, because that's part of what winning that competition last night did for this group.
What they need to do is let Kim Burton drive the thing down pit road with them pushing it. He'd get a great exit time, I bet you.
It's going to be a pretty good pit entrance.
Oh, he got it. He got it.
That was a great pit entrance.
He was good to the line, too.
Way sharper turn-in than anybody we've seen yet. All right, here comes the Cat Chevy, Matt.
They looked great last night, trying to back it up again tonight. Now, Kurt Bowman, the gas man, he'll be helping out on the front of the cars. Burton comes to a stop. We heard Rocky Ryan on the radio, so true to form, he called Burton to pit road. Fowler helping out.
Driver wants to go. Oh, they just barely got the jack out from under there because Burton was leaving.
Now, he got off the concrete immediately all the way to the outside of pit road.
just don't think that's the way to go.
And you can see 110 miles per hour. Remember, Jimmy Johnson was 119.
Just way too much wheel spin when you do it that way. The traction's in the concrete.
I think if he stays in the top 5, which he's flirting with it right now, a big part of it was going to be how he got from turn 3 to pit road.
Yeah, he got on really well, but.
Well, he got in there quick.
Yeah, too quick. We knew he got in well.
Too well. 22nd penalty for too fast entering the pits will take Jeff Burton down from 5th with a base time of 2 minutes 3.75, and they did have the quickest pit stop, but to no avail. Dick?
With Matt Kenseth, it seems when pit crews are involved in the race, you always shine. What is it about this pit crew that makes them so good?
Oh, they do a good job. They work really hard at it. You know, they take a lot of pride in having good pit stops, you know, on these kind of days and on race days. So it was pretty solid. We've been really good this year. They obviously won a couple races for us, had us in the contention to win, and we've been a little more inconsistent than we like, but they've been working really hard on it, and our cars have been getting better, and our pit stops are getting better, so I feel good about that.
Many of his contemporaries would say that this guy and the way he drives on pit road has a lot to do with how fast those pit stops are as well.
Kenseth right now 2nd to Jimmy Johnson. Here is Kurt Busch.
I mean, Dick's absolutely right, because he got to pit road good.
In the gold and blue Miller Lite Dodge. Last year, Busch started 3rd, finished 22nd.
Well,
he was the runner-up in 03.
This thing is on the splitter. I don't know. I guess they got it timed out just right, but man, that thing is on the splitter.
This will be Kurt's 8th All-Star appearance.
He's up the track quite a bit.
Looked like it still carried quite a bit of speed. I'll be anxious to see what this first lap actually is.
I think right now there's probably grip all over the track, but I just don't believe I'd want to be up where he is right now. I just think the cars must be pushing what it looks like.
Yeah, 29.03. Not a good lap.
Yeah, he's even high. You know, he just can't get the car to stay on the bottom at all.
But it's another situation where a trouble-free run
201 red light
could put him in the top 10.
Well, he's going to get an angle. He's going to get a run at it. I can tell you that. From way up there, trying to get it wound up.
I don't know if he's going to ever be down to 50 miles an hour, because that's one of the quickest entrance speeds right there that we've had.
He just came up there real high and arced it down in there. I just don't think he got it wound up.
Matt?
And Pat Tryson watching, overseeing the stop from high atop the pit box. Looks solid on the right side, going to work on the left. Jay Hackney hitting the lugs. And he's waiting to see if he stays. Nope, he goes right off the concrete onto the pavement.
He stopped short way early in the box too, Matt.
And that was still a good pit stop, and there's a good exit speed right there. Great exit speed.
One of the best.
That picks him up to 2nd right now.
If he was not speeding, getting in, that's about as close as you can get, and we're hearing no penalty. So that, I think that was right up against the edge right there.
I think it's that entrance he had coming up from way high on the track down onto the pit entrance there.
2nd quickest.
My mind.
2:02 with an 18.
We picked that good run to death, didn't we?
Fastest pit stop for Kurt Busch. NASCAR Sprint Cup All-Star Qualifying on Speed, presented by Subway, home of the famous made-to-your-order $5 footlong. Two cars to go. And NASCAR's biggest Friday night party is trackside. You'll see it tonight after the truck race at 10:30.
And one thing we did learn, this is not a Hendrick car. This is a car they bought from Childress.
Oh,
yeah. Hendrick engine.
We are corrected.
That Brad Keselowski, and Brad Keselowski will be on our trackside show.
and vibration.
Vibration.
Bring it in next time by, we'll fix it.
The winner at Talladega finished 7th at Darlington. This will be his first All-Star appearance.
So this will be his first All-Star qualifying in this type of configuration. Little timid getting in, DW. He didn't want to speed. Yeah, that's about the slowest entrance speed that we have seen.
2 reds, nice and smooth here, guys.
All right, so here comes the Miccosukee Indian Gaming Chevrolet. Matt?
Mike Kyle Petty, the crew member, not the former driver. He's going to go to work on the front. Big Chuck White spent a number of years over at Joe Gibbs Racing, the Jackman on the 09. Let's listen in.
Go, 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 go. As hard as you can go.
14.2 on the pit stop. See what kind of exit speed that Brad gets. 110.
He had a bunch of wheel spin, Larry, as he transitioned from concrete to asphalt.
I tell you, that's 850 horsepower.
Well, yeah, that's hard to get to the ground.
Try to get that hooked up
under any circumstances.
You got it. That's why we see these things spin the wheels when they leave, restarts a lot of times.
No penalties so far.
Yeah, the vibration's really bad.
Well, we know they probably change everything in it, drive shaft and gear and everything else. That could be where it is.
10th for Brad Keselowski, 2:04.98. 1 car to go.
Well, he who goes last could very well end up first.
And then Kyle Busch will start from the pole in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series when they run their race right after qualifying, but more correctly at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time tonight, right here on Speed. Dick.
With Kurt Busch, second right now. How hard were you on the gas with that deal?
It was cool. Our car handled great for its qualifying lap, and then maybe I screwed up a little bit coming to pit road. I felt like I got on the brakes too early. Then when I crossed the first beacon, I wasn't even in second gear to check my pit road speed yet, so I really had to just hunker down, throw away that speed. But awesome job on my pit crew, and taste protector lid, gold Miller Lite car. Hey, we're doing good so far.
And the gold on the car matches the uniform. PK, show them the shoes. Look at these shoes. How's that, Mike Joy?
Those DW shoes right there now.
Very sporty.
Yeah.
All right, his younger brother is on the racetrack. This will be his 4th All-Star appearance. Last year he started first.
This time.
Lost the engine.
Not what I was expecting, Mike and Darrell. Just a little bit off. 28.87.
Is that supposed to be? Oh yeah. Looked like a shot of Steve Addington up on the pit spots in blue.
I like that. You got that lug nut right there.
We're number 1.
Watch your tag.
Here he comes.
Fan on.
Here comes the M&M's Toyota, Matt.
Mike, in a sea of yellow and brown M&M's colors, the coach, Joe Gibbs, in a blue shirt, watching the 18 team go to work. You saw Kyle slide to a stop in his box. Nick Odell. You can see he's got a small light across the front of his visor to help with viewing the lugs. And he's away. Good stop.
Sounded a little boggy when he got about a half of the pit
I think
box.
it's going to be okay, though, Larry. I think he picked up a good bit of speed.
118.
Yeah, I think he was okay with that.
This looks like a top 3 run in the making.
He's working on that front row if he can get up to speed and get her through 3 and 4, coming back to take the checkered flag. The coach very well may have one car starting near the front of the pack, and the other car, Denny Hamlin, starting at the back, had to probably leave it.
I don't know what is, man. Nice job, guys. I don't care where that puts us. That's solid.
Second.
You're right, bud. It's solid, but it's second.
3/10 off of Jimmy Johnson.
That is a nice run, though, compared to, Jimmy Johnson, and he kind of separated from everybody else. Great job. Coach Gibbs looks over the numbers, which he loves to do. May call an audible here.
So Jimmy Johnson has won his first pole in his 8th All-Star appearance. We have more to come after this. Jimmy Johnson started second in the All-Star race in 2006 and 7. For the first time ever, he will start from the pole. Dick?
Well, congratulations at starting in the pole, but would you rather start on the outside of the front row tomorrow night?
Outside's pretty nice coming off it, too. You can usually suck by someone, but I'm so proud of this. We get to go get that trophy, and it was a team effort tonight, and I just can't thank my guys enough for all their hard work.
Congratulations. We'll look forward to the race tomorrow night.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, we thought Kyle Busch was going to start from the outside of the front row. That's not true. Here's our Subway starting grid. Kyle had one loose lug nut, which is going to drop him 11 positions.
But there's still a Busch on the front row.
That's right. It's Kurt.
But you look at all those Hendrick cars in the first 3 rows.
I tell you, we had a mixed bag, didn't we, Larry, of penalties, a couple of speeding penalties, some
Both
loose lug
two of
nuts.
the Childress cars.
But here's some good news. Nobody slid through their pit box today.
They did not. One left a little early, but nobody slid through it.
So 3 spots yet to fill. The top 2 finishers in the sprint showdown and the fan vote winner. That's where Casey Kane came from to win it all 1 year ago. Now, the Pennzoil Victory Challenge you'll see tomorrow night as part of Speed's special edition of NASCAR Race Day. Darrell, how did Burnout School go?
Well, it went really well, and I'm looking forward to it. I'd never done that before. That was a challenge, you know. Harvick laid it on me. I said, well, I'll give it a go. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. Not very much room out here to do it in, I might say.
Did Lugnut give you the lessons? He's out doing burnouts on the front straightaway now.
Are you saying this front stretch is a little narrower than the parking lot you practiced in?
It's just a little bit narrow. That's the only thing I'm really worried about.
So here's our Advance Auto Parts Friday menu. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series is next, the setup and the race. And then you'll see trackside tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Getting ready? No, getting ready to introduce the drivers for the North Carolina Education Lottery 200.
Michael, Phil, Rick,
and Rowdy Busch, who will start from the pole. They got about 2/3 of the way through qualifying before the rains came. And under NASCAR rules, unless every driver, my pool table doesn't have an 18 ball. I don't know about yours. Unless every driver has a chance to qualify, all the runs are wiped out.
Well, there was the best of the best tonight right there, that 48 group.
So Jimmy Johnson wins the pole. Kurt Busch the outside pole. Matt Kenseth, Dale Jr. the front 2 rows. We'll bring you the All-Star race tomorrow night. We're going race trucking next right here on Speed.